Welcome back. Today we are joined by Dave Newman with the Hearing Connection. Dave, thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am doing fantastic. The weather has been beautiful, just a little hot today, but we'll take it.
Yeah, just a little warm today. But we're here to talk about questions people have about their ears. Actually, the top three. Before we got started here, we were talking a little bit, and one of the questions is also on my mind, which is, can people use cotton swabs? Are they, we hear we shouldn't be using them. I'm guilty of using them anyway. So tell me about that, Dave.
So we're all human and we're going to do what we want to do anyway. But from the technical standpoint, Q-tips are really not the best thing for your ears. There is always a purpose. There's always a time that they may be needed, but to do it on a daily basis, your ears have generally make earwax themselves, and there's a purpose for that. It helps. It's self-cleaning. There's a pH balance of your ear. So anytime you put a Q-tip in your ear, you're disrupting that pH balance. So sometimes you could, and your ears kind of get used to that stimuli. So you can your ears can kind of get used to having a Q-tip in your ear every day. But what that's doing is just disrupting the ability to produce wax, which wax in small doses is basically self-cleaning your ears.
Wow. So ears are self-cleaning, and I guess you don't really need to be trying to get all that wax out of your ears. Some of it is beneficial.
Yes, and there's always exceptions to the rules, because I do have patients that are excessive wax people, and there is a process to take out wax safely and effectively. And so that's where you would, if you do think you have a wax issue, you can contact your medical provider, and they can give you the best suggestions on how to deal with that.
All right. Well, that sounds good. What else is a common question people have for you, Dave?
So one of the other questions too is, because I do sell hearing aids, and the other question is, why are hearing aids so expensive? So a lot of it's just like, technology itself, there's a lot of research and design that goes into creating the technology to hear better. And so that is one of the main reasons, the R&D behind the hearing aid technology is that. And then the other is just the pure billing. Sometimes insurance is covered by, or sometimes hearing aids are covered by insurance and they're not. So that can be a disruptor in the pricing mechanism of that. So, and then we have the over-the-counter, which is it's a new trend in our industry, where the technology companies like Samsung and Bose, they're getting into that hearing aid technology, and that is a kind of a disruptor to that too. So we could talk about that in a separate topic, but usually it's mostly the R&D, the research and development, that goes into it.
Okay, the research and development, the technology, and of course, if it's covered by insurance or not. And then what's that third question?
The third one is basically, people want to know what this ringing in their ears, or sometimes it sounds like a locust or a cricket, called tinnitus or tinnitus. So that is basically a noise that your brain is making that's really not in the atmosphere. It's just self-made, and sometimes it can just drive you crazy to a degree. There's no magic bullet for that, but a lot of times tinnitus is related to hearing loss. Sometimes if you've been around a lot of noise, gunshots, manufacturers, people that work in industry, farmers that are around loud equipment, a lot of times they will develop tinnitus over time. And again, there is no magic bullet to make it go away. It can be managed. One of the number one treatments for that is if you do have a hearing loss, sometimes wearing hearing aids will give a reduction in that sound.
Right. So it seems like it's something probably a lot of people experience. I've experienced ringing in my ears. I kind of have just written it off. But it sounds like it could also be related to hearing loss. So Dave, with that, how can people get in contact with you at the Hearing Connection to maybe get a hearing evaluation or ask you some of their questions that are on their minds about their ears?
Absolutely. The easiest way to do is just do a Google search for the Hearing Connection. And my name will pop up. I have good reviews. You can go on there and just check that out, or you can just contact me directly at 273-0074.
All right, sounds great. Well, Dave Newman with the Hearing Connection. Dave, thanks for coming on and clearing some of this up for us.
All right. Thank you.
And we'll be